As part of the Micro-scale Irrigation Program, you as a district or sub-county officer will have to carry out farm visits. During these visits, you will have to record various data about the farm and carry out several measurements. This will include measuring the area of the field to be irrigated. This is a very important measurement as it will be the basis for irrigation equipment suppliers to supply quotes. To help illustrate this task, Ruth and Joshua are going to demonstrate measuring field size in two ways. Firstly, by measuring manually, and then by using the IrriTrack app on their tablet. The tools you will need include your device with the IrriTrack app, a fiber measuring tape or a GPS handset if you have these, or a 10-meter string as well as a calculator, pen and notebook. The IrriTrack app requires that you input the area to be irrigated in acres. You will be required to do a manual measurement of the field to calculate its total area. The best way to do this is with a fiber measuring tape, preferably 30 to 50 meters, or with a GPS handset. However, if you don't have either of these, then a good option is to prepare a 10-meter length of string in advance. Today, Ruth and Joshua will be demonstrating how to measure using a 10-meter string.
That is 10 meters in total.
A simple rectangular field is the easiest to measure and then calculate its total area.
10 meters.
Ruth and Joshua keep going with their string, measuring up both the length and the width of the field.
20 meters.
The area of this field is 50 meters by 150 meters, which equals 7,500 meters squared. The entry into IrriTrack must be in acres, so this is calculated by dividing your total area in square meters by 4046. The 7,500 meters squared area size of this field is thus equal to 1.85 acres. You must also always use the IrriTrack app to take a second measurement of the field area for comparison. The IrriTrack app uses geolocation to measure field size and it plots the farm location using GPS. Ruth and Joshua will now measure the same field again. To do this, they need to stand on the edge of the field and identify their starting point. Ruth then simply presses the Start Measuring Area 1 button. She waits about 5 seconds and then they walk around the field's boundaries. The button will turn red when recording. That will be the only change you will see on your screen. When you have walked the full boundary of the farmer's field and have returned to your initial point, press the End Measuring Area 1 button. You will then see the button turn to blue and the app calculate the area on screen. There are a variety of issues and challenges you may need to manage when measuring the areas for irrigation during your farm visits.
We'll have to remeasure.
If your manual measurement and your IrriTrack measurement are more than 15% different for a field, the IrriTrack app will warn you. If this happens, you will need to recheck your manual measurement. Remember that the manual measurement you enter in IrriTrack will be the one that is used to work out costs later on. Sometimes, calculating your field area for irrigation will be more complicated than measuring a simple rectangle. You may need to consider areas that are not for inclusion in the field size. For example, when a farmer has a homestead within the field you have measured, you will need to remove that area from the total area for irrigation. IrriTrack lets you subtract or add a second area in the app when either of these actions is needed. Remember, for area 2, you must again first measure manually and then measure using the IrriTrack app. Measuring and calculating an area for irrigation is trickier when the field is an irregular shape. In these cases, you will need to break the fields up into smaller, more regular shapes for your manual measurement. You can then measure up all the sections, calculate the area of each, and then add them all together for your total area.
The area of the small square plus large rectangle equals 5,400 square meters.
Remember to divide your total by 4046 to get your area in acres. Once again, you will need to remeasure the field, but this time using the app. Also, in this case, you need to walk the perimeter. The shape of the field does not matter when measuring the area through the IrriTrack app. Identify your starting point, press Start, pause 5 seconds, then walk the perimeter all the way around and back to your starting point, and then press Stop to finish measuring. Remember that the Micro-scale Irrigation Program can only support the development of irrigation for a maximum area of 2.5 acres per farmer. If the farm is bigger than this, help the farmer to decide which portion of the farm will be supported with the irrigation system and survey only that section. Similarly, once you have gone through the whole process with a farmer, they may find their estimated co-payment for the irrigation equipment is too expensive for them. In this case, you can go back and survey a smaller area. This means they would irrigate only a portion of their farm to make the irrigation equipment more affordable.
Now you're ready to work as a team.
And ready to measure fields for irrigation on your farm visits.
Remember,
Follow the standard operating procedures of the Ministry of Health during your farm visit.